Ladies and gentlemen, as I once promised, I keep my promises, and without further any interruption, and I have to read this because it's so long, but I give you Arizona radio color analyst, the Arizona Cardinals, co-host of the Doug and Wolf Show, 11-year veteran of the NFL with the Arizona Cardinals, the Cleveland Browns, and the St. Louis Rams. Wow, 4 years special team Pro Bowler, Ronald Paul Wolfley, a.k.a. Pony Boy.
Oh my goodness, Soda Pop, how are you doing, buddy? Are you kidding? First of all, it was only 10 years. Even though I'd love to say that I got 11 years in, it was only 10 years in the NFL, Soda Pop. So I don't know where you got that.
Well, probably the same place you learned math as I did. So who knows?
How are you doing,
I thought it was 11 years, man. I researched this.
I know you did. You probably went to the Wikipedia page. You know, they've got people there. That stuff isn't always accurate, Soda Pop. I don't know if I've ever told you that.
You know, that's good to know going down the road because I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, even though I'd love to have 11 years in, no doubt about it. I think the 10 I'll take.
Okay, well, we'll go with that. But you are a trivia question that's not widely known, and that is that you are the only NFL player ever to leave St. Louis for the last year as a Cardinal and then return the first year as a St. Louis Ram.
There you go right there, Soda Pop. I mean, honestly, if you're ever on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you're hit with that question. Who's the only player to play for both St. Louis franchises in the National Football League? Man, it was this wedge buster named Ron Wolfley.
Hey, you remember when Kath and we first had Stone, and of course, obviously, we went 3 months without ever going out, and we got to go out to a party, and I said, hey, brother, will you go ahead and be my babysitter? You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because my thing that I had, my shtick was I went to the party, and I said, yeah, my babysitter is the guy that John Madden said that was the craziest NFL player ever. That's who's watching my kid.
Yeah, I do remember that, as a matter of fact, all the way back to Stone Vaughn. And the biggest thing about it was all I could think of was when Stone Vaughn was born, genetics, baby. Genetics matter, do they not?
Yes, they do matter. And
he's got some good genes, man.
There's no doubt. And let's just say that you now have a beard, which I haven't seen for years on you, and it looks pretty good. I know there's a big story behind it, but we don't have time to go over that.
No,
the only thing I do want to say is there are things that you do on the radio and on your radio show, and it's about called Wolfisms. What is your best Wolfism?
Well, you know, a Wolfism for the most part is just trying to make up, you know, make something that's mundane seem, I don't know, unusual, I guess. It's kind of like, I would say, the box. We talk about the box, right? The box, of course, is the most brutal part of a game of football. It's the line of scrimmage, and it includes the defensive linemen, the offensive linemen, the tight ends, of course, if they're lined up in line, the linebackers off the ball, and the running backs in the backfield, of course. That is the box, and the box basically is nothing more than a barroom brawl. That would be a Wolfism right there. It's a barroom brawl, and Soda Pop. I know you've been in a few of those now. I guarantee you I've been in some too, and you know what it's like inside that barroom. So I draw a box around the box and say, here's the barroom, and then I'd circle every guy inside the box and say, here's the brawl. All right? That is a Wolfism.
That is a great, great Wolfism. And I got to tell you something else that I remember from you in your days. You know, you're always great at giving these quotes after games. And you were a fullback, of course, in college and the NFL. And somebody asked you, you know, what do you think about running the ball? And you said, well, if you need 2 yards and you give me the ball, I'm going to give you 2 yards in a cloud of dust. And then he said, if you need 4 yards and you give me the ball, I'm going to get you 2 yards in a cloud of dust.
Soda pop. Here's the best part about that story. Totally true. You nailed it. That's what I said. If you need two, I'll get you two. If you need four, I'll get you two. That's what I said. But I told that story. I answered a reporter question in the locker room of the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. And there was a guy by the name of Leroy Horde. He was a running back behind Eric Metcalf. He was a tailback, but he was built like a fullback. His name was Leroy Horde, and he heard me say it. And he said, "Whoa, that was so funny right there, what you said. If you need 2 yards, I'll get you two. If you need four, I'll get you two." That was so funny. The next year, 1994, I sat out. Remember that year? I sat out with a bad back. I couldn't play. 1994, I'm watching a Monday night game with the Cleveland Browns. John Madden is still doing the telecast, right? And John Madden says, "Boy, I'll tell you what, that Leroy Horde is a funny guy. He's a funny guy. You know what he said?" And they said, "No." "What did he say?" Pat Summerall said, "No." "What did he say, John?" He said, "If I need 3 yards, I'll get you three. If you need 5 yards, I'll get you three." He totally
that's the pleasure, isn't it?
He ripped it off and just upped it. I mean, you got to be kidding. I was like, "Leroy, shot it."
That's because he was a tailback. He couldn't go for the 2 and 4 yards.
That's right, Soda Pop.
Absolutely. Well, listen, brother, this last fall, you were actually nominated and inducted for the WVU Hall of Fame. Congratulations, brother. I can't tell you how happy I am for you. You had a great career. And before God, how proud I am of you, being your brother and as a Wolfly man. So, again, congratulations. I love you, man. And that is a really special honor.
Soda, you got me, and you know it. And I love you too, bro. And it really does. It's something that you just never think of. You never do. And I know I had people like yourself working behind the scenes. I'm just saying, you never think of yourself in that way, and it really is. It's a great honor. I love WVU. I love my story. I love what God has created for me in terms of my life path. And WVU was such a big part of that. And I look forward to returning at some point.
81 to 84 for those that don't remember. And those were some really exciting years because some of the great teams that you beat were top of the line. WVU was just getting branded in the new stadium. You were coming out and you were kicking some can.
Oh, Soda Pop, I have to tell you, I really was so excited. When I came in 1981, of course, Ollie was still there. Ollie Luck was the quarterback, right? And Oliver Luck was big man on campus, obviously. And we were pretty good. We were competitive that last year of Oliver Luck. And then all of a sudden there it was in 1982, my sophomore year. And remember, that was Jeff Hostetler. Remember, Hoss came in. Oh, my goodness, Hoss. He came in. And in 1982, the very first game we played, Soda Pop, in Norman, Oklahoma. Stop and think about that. Norman, Oklahoma. And I'll never forget, Don Nalen got up in front of the entire team, and he said, "Now I want to tell you something right now." Remember his finger, Donnie, Don Nalen, Daddy Don. Hi, Don, love you. Daddy Don, pointing, of course, with his finger. It was always crooked. You never knew where he was pointing right there. And he said, we're going to go out there. We're going to go out there and we're going to get him, right? We're going to pound him. And he's giving us this rah-rah. Now, listen, they're going to keep us out in this gateway. When you walk out of Norman, Oklahoma, do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. You walk down to to the field and getting around, but they keep you in a pen, and one side of it is this chain link fence, and all these cowboys line up on that chain link fence and they catcall you, right? They say stuff to you, horrible stuff. Of course, Don Nalen say, now there's going to be some cowboys out there. Don't you listen to any of those cowboys that are out there right now, right? Don't listen to them. Don't react to them. Don't acknowledge them. And we're all going, okay, coach. So they get us out there in the pen, and I'm not out there 3 seconds. And one of these cowboys says something about Hoopy, something about our mother. And I can tell you right now, I'm climbing the gate. Just Don Nalen and another guy, they're pulling me off the fence as I'm just trying to hit this guy with haymakers. Okay, then we get out on the field, of course, and here's this memory right here. First of all, they were the number 9 team in the country. Okay, they were rated AP number 19. Barry Switzer. Do you remember Barry Switzer? So
I do.
Okay, Marcus Dupree. Do you remember Marcus Dupree?
I do.
Steve Sewell. They were absolutely loaded. And I remember going out there, and we kicked the ball off, and they went right down the field. On the very first play, Steve Sewell took it 65 yards for a touchdown. They're up 7-0. Then all of a sudden we throw, Jeff Hostetler throws the ball, gets batted into the air. I believe it was intercepted. They take it in, and now all of a sudden we're down 14-0 on the road in Norman, Oklahoma. And you know what, Soda Pop? Something weird happened. Jeff Hostetler. Haas brought us back. Nobody gave us a chance to beat Oklahoma. Haas brought us back. We won that game 41-27. Shocked the world. That was in 1982. We had a great year in 1982. And that memory of Norman, Oklahoma, man, truly incredible to me. And it's still the worst visiting locker room I've ever been in, by the way. Have you ever Soda, you've been there, right?
I have.
Okay, I think they remodeled it, they renovated it. But when I was there in 1982, Soda, they had one toilet, one for everybody to go in. And they didn't have any curtain on the front of it. And they stuck it in the middle of the locker room. So if you had to do your business, you had to do it in front of everybody. I mean, it was just disgusting.
Yeah, that's just like Pitt's and Virginia Tech's, the old locker rooms, if you remember.
Yeah, that is my big memory. And then I would also have to tell you this story. So did you remember when we beat Penn State in 1984? 1984. Beat Penn State for the first time, and I believe it was 28 years, Soda.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 19. Don't worry about it. It was a long time ago. I think it was 28 years that we beat Penn State. We beat them 17-14. What I remember the most, though, is Don Nalen before that game. Don Nalen, Daddy Don would tell everybody all week long, hey, listen, Penn State, they're going to come out and they're Penn State for the crying out loud, and they're going to come in here, and they're so good, they're so talented, they have all these All-Americans. Joe Pa, they've got the greatest coach in the world. We're going to be lucky if we can actually convert a first down. That was Don. That's what he did. And yet inside, the entire week, he's telling us, we're going to go out there and we're going to. And I don't know if you remember, he'd make that sound, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes, exactly. Well, Daddy Don is out there, and he's getting us all fired up for this game to go out. The pregame speech, we're getting ready to go out and play Penn State, haven't beaten them in 28 years. And, we go out there on the field, and he wants us to be all jacked up and fired up. So he gets up in front of the team, and he's telling us we need to do this, and we need to do that, and we need this, and we need that, and we better be this, and we better be that, and we're going to go out there. And then he said, you know what else? I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to walk across that field, and I'm going to beat the crud out of Joe Pa. And I have to tell you right now, Soda, the entire place fell out with laughter and yes, and Don Nalen got us right for that game. And that little twist of humor at the end of it before we went out on that field relaxed everybody, and yet the intensity and the meaning was still there because he wasn't laughing when he was doing it. And we went out there and beat him 17-14. Kevin White, my roommate, my freshman year, Kevin White at quarterback, a guy from Casa Grande. Here I am in Phoenix, Arizona. Casa Grande is 20 miles south of Phoenix, out here in Arizona. That's where Kevin White was from. And Kevin White went out there and played a great game as a quarterback. We beat him 17-14. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a judge now out there in Casa Grande too, I believe, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes. Now, listen, let's go into now your professional. You're a co-host, Doug and Wolf Show. You've been out there in Arizona for, I don't even know. I'm not even going to try since my track record today is really off, but a lot of double-digit years. And, also you work with Dave Pash in the booth. He's the play-by-play guy. And, it's got some interesting experiences going on. Tell me about him.
So Dave Pash. I call him Il Bajado. Il Bajado. Okay. It means in Spanish, the bird. If you've ever seen him, he looks like the bird, Il Bajado. But he's just a talent. He's so talented. He's one of the best play-by-play guys. I'm biased. There's no doubt about it. He might be the best play-by-play guy I have ever heard. And he works for ESPN, as we all know. He does college football. He does college basketball, right? The guy is incredible. The stuff that he does. And he does NBA games as well. As a matter of fact, he's doing the Philadelphia Atlanta game tomorrow in the NBA. I mean, the guy is just an accomplished talent and an incredible broadcaster. So I'm so thankful to the Lord God that I get to work with a guy like David.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't remember that he married his wife, who's his wife now, at WVU. He went from Syracuse in school, like TC, Tony Caridi. He came here at WVU, worked a little bit, and then went on his way, but he took a wife with him.
That's exactly right. Well done by you, Soda Pop. Yes, and they just celebrated their wedding anniversary, and I'm trying to remember how long was it. Oh, I can't remember how long it was. I think it was 25. I don't hold me to that, okay? Please don't.
Okay, I will not. But what is your favorite memory in the booth? Because I have one, and it just happened last year. But what is your favorite memory in play that you and Dave did?
Wow. It's gotta be the NFC Championship game when the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl all the way back in 2008. It's gotta be the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles when it dawned on us, Soda Pop, that we were going to the Super Bowl. You got to remember going into that year, Kurt Warner, of course, the Cardinals were 9-7, right? They were a wild card team and they got in. Nobody gave them a chance whatsoever. And yet they beat Atlanta and they beat the Eagles. And suddenly there it was, a situation where they were at Green Bay. They beat the Green Bay Packers as well. And then the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. And the Arizona Cardinals at 9-7, the way it worked out, they actually hosted the NFC Championship game, which is never going to happen again, right? With a wild card team. Yet that's the way that it worked out with the tiebreakers. And the Eagles came in and it was a fourth down. The Eagles had one more shot and they tried to convert. It was a zero blitz where Clancy Pendergast, the defensive coordinator, brought everybody and came after Donovan McNabb. And sure enough, there it is. Fourth down, they did not convert. and Dave Pash and I up in the booth losing our mind because we knew what that meant. So we were going to the Super Bowl.
Just off the line to the left. McNabb in shotgun, flanked to his right by Westbrook. McNabb waiting. McNabb's got it. Back to throw. Pressure coming. McNabb steps up, throws near side, and it is incomplete. Dropped at the 30-yard line by Curtis. The Cardinals take over. They're a minute 51 away from Tampa.
Ding dong, the witch is dead in Arizona. Wow! They came after Donovan McNabb, went after him, they played to win the game, came with cover zero, man across the board. My goodness, that is pure guts.
Well, I remember recently last year when you lost your mind a little bit with the last play against the Buffalo Bills with the Kyler Murray making that last throw.
You can't cover Duke. Yes, I know. You know what? Honestly, I didn't know what else to say. It was just an absolute bizarre play. It wasn't a Hail Mary. It was not. It was not a Hail Mary. Everyone thinks it was a Hail Mary. It was a play they ran where DeAndre Hopkins was by himself, all by himself, and Kyler Murray scrambled out of the pocket, an incredible play by Kyler to extend the play and then threw it up, which was called the Hail Murray, meaning Kyler Murray, of course. But Nuke was by himself. All the other receivers, they actually had him on the other side of the field. Nuke was by himself. They threw it up, and man, the fact that guy went up and got it. And by the way, DeAndre Hopkins' hands, they're absolutely huge, Soda. I don't know if you know this or not, but they're like two sickles hanging from his wrists.
Hopkins to the left, three receivers to the right. Cardinals trail by 4. They're out of timeouts. 11 seconds left in the game. First down at the Buffalo 43. Now the Bills drop 2 men back 25 yards downfield. Murray back to throw. Flushed out. Rolling left in trouble. Slips a tackle. Got to launch it. He does. Left side into the end zone. Jump ball. And it is. Is it caught? Is it caught? Oh my goodness, it's caught. DeAndre Hopkins caught it. He caught it for a touchdown with 1 second left. I can't believe it. You've got to be joking me. Hopkins reaches up with 3 defenders around him and pulls it in. And the Cardinals lead it 32-30 with a second left.
You can't cover Duke. You're not going to be able to cover him. Throw the ball up. That's what Kyler Murray did. He extended the play with his legs and just chucked that thing up into the air, into the desert sky, baby. And D-Hop brought it down. Touchdown.
Man, I'll tell you, I have to say this, is that it is so hard to actually be the straight guy. When I'm here, you're doing the color. I have to sit here and be the straight man. You're like, I'm in the play-by-play. I mean, it's so crazy, but this is the best of times. Now, but anyways, brother, hey, you know what? I just spent all this time with you. This is awesome. I really want to tell you, congratulations, making the WVU Hall of Fame, man.
Thank you.
That is awesome. And I'm sorry you didn't make the Hall of Fame with the Cardinals. I thought you did.
I'd be embarrassed if I was in the Ring of Honor. I mean, honestly, there are so many great people that are up there. Are you kidding me? Anyway, Soda, thank you, man. I love you, and I appreciate you, buddy. And I miss you. I can't wait to see you this summer.
Right on. Love you, brother. Take care now.
Okay, man.